Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This is part two. I had to put on my second part of this headpiece that I have. I haven't worn it in so long, but I wanted to look different for part two, just so the video won't be confused. However, let's get right into it. Your scribe, Lady Smooth, Betty Erica, okay? Now, where I left off was I'm reading Tobit, okay? And what I said, one thing I said is that they don't want us to know these informations because the books that are not in the regular King James Version or Bible, they go far deeper, supernaturally and personally, because the Most High makes it very clear the reason why he don't want us to do certain things. Okay, who knows how this evil spirit was brought by? It could have been brought by somebody mixing in down the line through another bloodline. I don't know. I'm just saying that's just in a small example, but they don't want us to know that these things exist. Okay, if evil spirits attaching himself to this woman named Sarah, named Osmodeus. Aren't we happy we don't name our kids that? Anyways, and the fact that what we do on earth, okay, this is why the Most High says you reap what you sow. And the wages of sin is death, right? Because if you tithe and you do good tithing, alms, giving your alms, you know, whether you give food, whether you give clothes, whether you give money to somebody, you are storing up spiritual blessings upon yourself. They don't want you to know this, okay? Now let's get into it. I'm reading Tobit chapter 3. Now I'm on verse 12. And this is Tavahu, the father of Tavahu, who's supposed to marry the father of Tavahu. And it's spelled Yayahu, okay? In the Sefer, it tells the real names, okay? It shows the actual real names and how they are pronounced, okay? They are pronounced a certain way. Here it is again, right here, guys. I hope you guys can see that, okay? So it always have Y's in the biblical Hebrew names. It was never J's, never. It was always Y, okay? I'm going to address that later because somebody told me his name is Jesus, you know, and it's like, do you know why J's wasn't created until the 1600s? Okay, now let's not go there. It says, be aware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a woman of thy seed of your own fathers, and take not a strange woman to be your woman, which is not of your father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married women of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. Now therefore, my son, love your brethren, and despise not in your heart your brethren, the sons and daughters of your people, in not taking a woman of them. For in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay and great want. For lewdness is the mother of famine. So he's saying, if you lewd yourself, if you practice in whoredom, you're going to be poor, famine. You're going to bring up these things on you, okay? Yes, Father. Yes, Father. Sorry, the Most High just spoke to me. The Most High just gave me a quick word, revelation. He just said that Noah, okay, remember Noah, even though he was albino, which is white looking, his bloodline, his DNA was still fully Hebrew. His father was afraid that it was of the fallen angels. I'll read that one day. I'll read that scripture one day. That's I believe it's in Enoch, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm going to read that one day with you all. And the Most High told him, no, it's from me. See, because the Most High wanted to have his own glory. So you know that some genes can still be white and have the pure bloodline, okay? So people don't mix it, get it confused, okay? Now, how would you know this? I can't tell you that. It's called discernment. Only thing I can say is that you have another bad seed out there that the Most High wants us to be cautious of. Okay, and that's all I can say about that. You will know this if that person also has the Holy Spirit with them to acknowledge our Christ biblically. And if they don't, if they have a hatred for the Most High, you are not to mix with that person. That's what I can say. Now, moving right along. Okay, so he had laid down the instruction, and I want you guys to see this because I don't want you to think I'm reading off a pretense, okay? If you can pause the video, you can read it yourself, but this is the instructions that he has given his son, okay? Not to mix with other nations and not to go ahead and be in whoredom. Right now, the Hebrew men are practicing into whoredom, and that's why the foundation is messed up. That was my message about, is that we are doing something wrong. And then people got offended, thinking I'm supposed to put in a cape for other nations. No. Black people are always putting a cape on for other nations. But other nations are not putting a cape on for us. Because if they was, they would be helping to fight for our reparations. Okay? Let me get on target. Let me stay on target before I get off. Okay, now. Okay. Now. Oh, okay. Also, it says, I'm skipping to verse 16. It says, give of your bread to the hungry and of your garments to them that are naked. And according to your abundance, give alms. And let not your eye be envious when you give alms. Pour out your bread on the burial of the just, but give nothing to the wicked. So you still have to be cautious who you tie to. Okay, and that's Tobit. That's Tobit chapter 4, verse 17. Now let me go down to chapter 5 of Tobit, verse chapter 5. Okay, so Tobit then answered and said, Father, I will do all things which you have commanded me. But how can I receive the money seeing I know him not? Okay, the father wanted him to meet the name that I mentioned before, which is Mahdi, Rages of Mahdi. And Tobit is saying, how can I get that money? Because he doesn't know me, which have commanded me. But how can I receive the money seeing I know him not? Then he gave him the handwriting and said unto him, seek you a man that which may go with you while I yet live, and I will give him wages. And go, and receive the money. Verse 4 says, therefore, when he went to seek a man, he found Raphael, the angel, that was an angel. But he knew him not. And he said unto him, can you go with me to Rages? And know you those places well? Like, do you know those places well? To whom the angel said, I will go with you. That's another thing. They don't want you to know that you could be entertaining an angel in disguise. They don't want you to know this, okay? So be aware, people, because you can be entertaining an angel in disguise. Okay. I will go with you, and I know the way well, for I have lodged with our brother Gabriel. Then Tavahu said unto him, tarry for me till I tell my father. Okay. Then he said unto him, go and tarry not. In other words, don't waste no time. I'm an angel. I ain't got time to waste. So he went in and said to his fathers, behold, I have found one which will go with me. Then he said, call him unto me, that I may know of what tribe he is, and whether he be a trusty man to go with you. So he called to him, and he came in, and they saluted one another. Then Tavahu said unto him, brother, show me of what tribe and family you are. Now he's asking the angel, Raphael, what tribe and family are you are? Because he wants to know if he can trust him, right? And then verse 11, to whom he said, do you seek for a tribe? Like, why do you seek a tribe and a family? Or do you seek hire a man to go with your son? Then Tavahu said unto him, I would know, brother, your kindred and name. Then he said, I am Azarahu, the son of Kanyahu, the great, and of your brethren. So he's saying that he's the son of these people that Tavahu knows. And then Tavahu said, you are welcome, brother. Be not angry now with me, because I have inquired to know your tribe and your family, for you are my brother of an honest and good stock. That's all he wanted to know, okay? And of good stock, for I know Shanahu and Jonathan. I think it's Jonathan, but mine say Yahonathan. That's Yahunatathan, sons of the great Shamyahu. Okay, these are more African. As we went together to Jerusalem to worship and offer the firstborn and the tenths of the fruit, and they were not succeeded with the error of our brethren. My brother, you are of good stock. So he said, okay, it's good. Go with my son, okay? So I'm going to skip down, and it says, go with this man, and Elohim which dwells in heaven prosper your journey, and the angel of Elohim keep you company. He didn't know that he was speaking into fruition, because that was really what's going on. The angel of heaven was keeping his son company. And so they went forth, both, and the young man's dog with them. But Shana, the mother, wept and said to Tavahu, why have you sent away our son? He is not the staff of our hand, and going in and going out. Okay, so the mother, I'm sorry, I got that mixed up. The mother did not pass away, but he was preparing for the future burial of him and his wife. And he wanted the son to bury them together. That's what it was. I knew it was something. Okay, I'm trying to skip so I can get to the point. Now, let me go down. Raphael went with him, okay? Okay, so it says, okay, I'm not going to go on a rant of the woman weeping and being emotional about the son leaving, you know. Anyways, so the father said, for the good angel will keep him company, and his journey shall be prosperous, and he shall return safe. He assured the woman. Then she made an end of her weeping. Okay. Now, and as they went on their journey, they came in the evening to the river Shadel, and they lodged there. And when the young man went down to wash himself, a fish leaped out of the river and would have devoured him. Then the angel said unto him, take the fish. And the young man laid hold of the fish and drew it to land. To whom the angel said, open the fish and take the heart and the liver and the gall and put them up safely. See? The heart, the liver, and the gall. Okay? I hope you guys got that. And put them up safely. So the young man did as the angel commanded him. And when they had roasted the fish, they did eat. Then they both went on their way till they drew near the Akbatane. Okay? Then the young man said to the angel, Brother Azarianahu, to what use is the heart and the liver and the gall of the fish? And he said unto him, touching the heart and the liver, if a devil and an evil spirit trouble any, we must make a smoke thereof before the man or the woman, and the party shall be no more vexed. Okay, so why was this necessary? Because Christ has not yet came. Okay? They didn't know about the blood of Christ back then because Christ has not came yet. This is all before that time. So this is the things that they would do. And that's why the angel was sent with him, okay, for his protection, okay, because they knew what they were up against, okay. And we must make a smoke thereof before the man, the woman, and the party shall be no more vexed. Okay, so he's talking about the party, the woman, Sarah. As for the gall, it is good to anoint a man that has whiteness in his eyes, and he shall be healed. Remember, the Lord did something with mud in somebody's eyes. So some of these things still may stand. However, this is the way that they did the healing, okay? And this is mainly done in African areas, okay? Nobody else, no other regions does this stuff. And when they were come near to the rages, the angel said to the young man, Brother, today we shall lodge with Raul, who is your cousin. He has one only daughter named Sarah. I will speak for her, that she may be given you for a woman. For to you does the right of her appertain, seeing you only are of her kindred. See, this is still in the blood, within the bloodline. You understand? This is how important this was. And the maid is fair and wise. Now, therefore, hear me, and I will speak to her father when we return from the rages. We will celebrate the marriage, for I know that Raul cannot marry her to another, according to the Torah of Moses. But he shall be guilty of death, because the right of inheritance rather appertains to you than to any other. See what I'm saying? Kingdom marriage is already ordained by the Most High. If you do anything outside of the Most High will, that's it. There will be chaos. There will be a lot of confusion. And it may not go any well. For the kingdom, for his purpose, it may not go well. For the Most High's purpose. Okay? Then the young man answered to the angel, I've heard, Brother Azariah, that this maid have been given to 7 men who all died in the marriage chamber. And now I am the only son of my father's father, and I am afraid lest if I go into her, y'all know what that means, I die, as the other before. For a wicked spirit loves her, which hurts nobody but those which come unto her. Wherefore I also fear lest I die and bring my father and mother's life because of me to the grave with sorrow, for they have no other son to bury them. Okay? Then the angel said unto him, Do you not remember the precepts which your father gave you, that you should marry a woman of your own kindred? You can't make this stuff up. That's another thing they don't want us to know, because they want to dilute the Hebrew bloodline. They want the Hebrew bloodline to be mixed up. And I'm going to say it like it is, because this is what the book, the Most High is saying it like it is and not like it was, okay? You can't make it up. This is what it says. Okay? Okay. Should marry a woman of your own kindred? Question mark. Wherefore hear me, O my brother, for she shall be given to you to be your woman. And make no reckoning of the evil spirit, for it's an evil ruach, okay? The ruach is a spirit. For this same night shall she be given you in marriage. And when you shall come into the marriage chamber, you shall take the ashes of perfume and shall lay upon them some of the heart and liver of the fish and make a smoke with it. And the devil shall smell it and flee away and never come again anymore. But when you shall come to her, rise up both of you and pray to the Most High, which is merciful, who will have pity on you and save you. Fear not, for she is appointed unto you from the beginning. You can't make this up. From the beginning. Okay? Read Tobit. Get you a sefer or read Tobit. From the beginning, and you shall guard her, and she shall go with you. Moreover, I suppose that she shall bear you children. Now, when Tavahu had heard these things, he loved her. And his heart was eventually joined to her. And that's the message, guys. But I want you guys to see this, because I want you guys to know. Right here. Where did I underline it? Right here. What does it say? Join to you from the beginning. Okay? From the beginning. From the very beginning, this marriage was ordained. And that's why the evil spirit creeps in. The devil always want to mess up people's destiny. Just when you're about to make it, just when you're about to prosper in anything that you do, the devil calls confusion. And that's a great test. Just like Adam and Eve. They were about to prosper tremendously in the Garden of Eden. But guess what? The enemy came in to test them, and they failed the test. They failed the test. They were going to have beautiful children that did not have to go through pain and suffering and hunger and whatever, did not have to want of anything. But because they have failed that test, we are here today with so much confusion. And that seed is still lingering around of Satan. Okay? So, I want to bring up this real quick. Jasmine Crockett, this is off the subject, but still kind of on my previous subject. She vouched for a lot of Hispanics. She put a cape on for them, mainly and only them. She did not get their vote. At the end of the day, very tiny few people voted for her that was of Hispanic nature. They rather vote for someone who they know nothing about for the governor of Texas. So our people need to wake up when it comes to these things. Just because you know other nations that's fine, but you don't have to always appease them when it comes to the truth and when it comes to facts. As I said again, I'm not going to sit up here. My daughter is with a Caucasian man. I'm not going to sit here and appease him. He knows who we are. He knows who we are. He has to know who we are in order to be grafted into this family. So I'm not here to appease anybody. I'm here to tell the truth. The Bible clearly said it. Within your own kindred. This is for the Most High's will. And with that being said, we pray Psalms 91 on this channel. Shalom.